The most attractive thing about you has nothing to do with how you look. And one of the saddest things that can happen to you isn't even losing all your money, going through a breakup, or having some massive disaster that forces you to rebuild your life, although that is bad. Usually it's much more quiet than that. Sometimes you just slowly stop becoming excited to be alive. Nothing's dramatically wrong, which almost makes it worse because you've got no obvious crisis to blame. You wake up, go to work, make some money, see your mates, train occasionally, go out for dinner, book the occasional holiday and scroll through your phone and genuinely do all the things that you're supposed to do. But underneath all that, there's this horrible feeling that life's just become so fucking predictable. And you start telling yourself that that's normal. You're just getting older. That's just how life is. You've got responsibilities now. You can't expect to wake up buzzing every morning. And obviously, no, you're not going to wake up every single morning feeling like you've just won the lottery. Some mornings you wake up tired. Some weeks will be more difficult than others. Sometimes work will be stressful and sometimes life will punch you directly in the balls for no apparent reason. But I think there's a massive difference between having difficult days and becoming a person who's completely lost their enthusiasm and their excitement for being alive. Because genuine enthusiasm is fucking magnetic. Think about someone who you know who gets genuinely excited about things. You mention a country they've visited and suddenly they're telling about this amazing restaurant they went to and some ridiculous story about what happened to them there. You ask them what they're working on and their entire face changes. They've got plans. They're learning something, they're building something, they're trying new things, they're going somewhere. They're not trying to appear interesting. They're just interested in their own life. And one of the biggest distinctions I've made in my own life is I don't want to spend my life trying to look impressive and trying to look happy and trying to look successful on Instagram. I want to keep on building a life that makes me enthusiastic about being here on planet Earth. I want to wake up with things that I'm looking forward to. I want to train my body and see what I'm capable of physically. I want to build businesses and make money, not because I think another zero in my account will magically fix me, but because I love creating something from nothing and having the freedom that money can provide. I want to read books that completely fuck with the way I see with the world, make music because there's something so satisfying about bringing an idea from your head into the real world. I want to try amazing foods, have deep conversations and laugh at inappropriate stuff with people that I love. Occasionally sit somewhere beautiful doing nothing without feeling like I need to turn it into a productivity exercise. And here's what I've realised. That isn't a distraction from success. That's what success is supposed to fucking buy me in the first place. I've spent so many years believing happiness existed somewhere in the future. When I make this amount of money, when I look like this, when I get sub 10% body fat, when I win this boxing title, when I prove this person wrong, when this business succeeds, when I get 10k per month, when I finally become the version of myself that I've created in my head. And yeah, to most people that sounds ambitious, but there's something dangerous about living like that because you're unconsciously making a deal with yourself that says, I'm not allowed to fully enjoy my life yet. Think about how mental that is. You're sacrificing today's happiness for tomorrow's happiness. And then tomorrow arrives and immediately becomes another today that you're willing to sacrifice. And if you do that for long enough, you've sacrificed your entire life. That's the main reason why gratitude and growth became such a powerful philosophy for me. Because I realised I wanted and needed both. I want to look around at my life and think, fucking hell, I'm lucky to be here, while at the same time looking forward and thinking I'm nowhere near finished yet. That's the sweet spot. Gratitude without growth can become complacency, where you convince yourself that you shouldn't want anything because you should simply be grateful for what you've got. But growth without gratitude can just become misery disguised as ambition, where nothing you achieve ever feels like enough, because the second you reach one mountain, you're already staring at the next one. I wanted another way. Gratitude is the gateway to growth because gratitude allows you to build from abundance instead of constantly trying to escape from yourself. And if you're watching this knowing that you've lost some of that excitement, I don't want you to immediately start thinking about quitting your job, moving to Bali and becoming a fucking meditation instructor. Your life might not need destroying. It might just need tweaking and redesigning. That's an important distinction because maybe you've actually got loads of good ingredients for a life already. You've got people who love you. You've built some sort of decent career where you're making some sort of money. You're healthy. You've got opportunities, you've got friendships and relationships, and you've created some sort of stability. So maybe the real problem isn't that your life's shit. Maybe you just stopped intentionally creating a life that feels like yours, that excites you. And that's exactly the kind of person that I want to work with. Not somebody who needs me to stand over them screaming motivational quotes every morning. I enjoy working with people who are high functioning, capable, who know there's another level available to them, who can't quite work out what needs to change to feel excited about their life again. Because imagine what happens when you do. Imagine waking up and actually wanting to get out of bed because you've got meaningful work to do, you're proud of the body you're building, and you're financially moving forward. And you've got people around you who make you laugh. You've got things in the calendar that you're genuinely excited about, and perhaps most importantly, you actually like the person you are when nobody else watching. That's what I'm interested in. Not creating some permanently euphoric fantasy life with no heart, with no lows, but creating an ordinary life that's so good you don't need to escape from it. And when that starts happening, something else starts changing. You become magnetic for opportunities and experiences and people. Not because you've learned some fake confidence technique, but because enthusiasm is so difficult to hide. People can feel when you're excited about where you are and where you're going. Your conversations change because you've actually got something to talk about. Your relationships change because you're no longer expecting somebody else to provide all the excitement that's missing from your life. So your confidence changes because you're all of a sudden keeping promises to yourself. And your energy changes because Monday morning isn't just the beginning of another prison sentence. And ironically, that's when the growth becomes so much easier because you're no longer dragging yourself through your life. You're participating in it. So I want you to answer one question properly after this video. If nobody else could see your life, would you still want it? Forget Instagram and your followers. Forget about impressing your mates and the people you know at work. Forget what your parents expect of you. Forget what society told you success should look like. Would you still choose the days you're having to live every day? Would you still choose your friendships and your relationships? Would you still choose the way you spend your time? Would you still choose the person that you've become and the person that you're becoming? And if your answer isn't an enthusiastic yes, don't immediately conclude that your life's broken. Get curious, because maybe there's nothing fundamentally wrong with you. Maybe you've just been living on autopilot for so long that you've forgotten that you're allowed to grab the fucking steering wheel and take control and get excited about life again. That's why I've got my one-to-one breakthrough calls. It's not some motivational call where I spend an hour telling you how amazing you are. It's an honest conversation where we look at what's already good, what's missing, and where you've drifted away from yourself, and what building a life you're genuinely excited to wake up to could look like. Because sometimes you don't need another book. Sometimes you don't need another podcast. You don't need another bloke shouting at you through Instagram, telling you to wake up at 5 a.m, have a cold shower and conquer the fucking universe. Sometimes you just need somebody to ask you some better questions. So if this video feels less like motivation and more like somebody putting the words around something you've been feeling for a while, click the link in the description and book your breakthrough call. Come with an open mind. Come prepared to be honest about your life, because I'm not interested in helping you become some more manufactured version of successful. I want to help you work out what makes you feel alive and then start deliberately building more of it into your life. You've got one fucking go at this. You might as well become fascinated by it. Build things, learn things, take some calculated risks, look after your body, make money, love all the people around you properly, deeply, travel to these places that you want to go to, create whatever comes to you, laugh at least once a day till your stomach hurts, have conversations that change the way you think, and make sure you're giving yourself things to look forward to. Be grateful for what's already here while staying hungry enough to discover what you're capable of being, doing and having, because perhaps the most attractive thing you could ever become isn't getting richer, better or more impressive. Perhaps it's becoming someone who's genuinely excited about being alive. That's gratitude and growth. And if you're ready to build an exciting life that you're excited to wake up to, click the link in the description and book your breakthrough call. And let's work out what makes you feel alive and we can build from there. I'll see you in the next video. Let's go.